NGN, we try and help the community or environments. We've even got 21 stuff that we really want to.
Hey guys, welcome to the Up Next podcast, where we are interviewing teen entrepreneurs that are making it big time in the startup world. We are asking the questions we know you want to hear. Up Next is an app made for teens where anyone can join or build a real life startup.
Okay, so today we have Tracy Rabi, age 11, from Tanzania. The company that she has founded is called Kids Finance with Tracy. It's a website which uses imagination, creativity, and storytelling flashcards that empower parents and teachers to teach basic finance principles to children of ages 5 to 17. Something I wish I had when I was a kid. Also, another platform Tracy is working on currently is called NGN DAR, which she will get into right away. Tracy has founded this company at age 10, which is already as impressive as it sounds. Tracy, is there anything you'd like to add before I start asking you questions?
No, not really.
Okay, great. So how did you know that your idea would work with your finance website?
First, I thought that maybe it might not really work because it would be an issue trying to balance school life and business life at the same time. But then I read a book about it saying that we should try and try again and see what we can make it work. So I took the idea into practice. So here I am right now. I'm still trying to make my business grow.
Well, it looks like it's growing and in the right direction. It's such a cool idea. I think it's something that really every kid should know about and just have a way to learn about their finances. It's something that they don't teach you at school, unfortunately. So who do you consider your first mentor, and what did they help you go through?
Well, my first mentor is my mom. She helped me during finding capital to start my business, and she's still currently helping me now in printing books. And since I can't really manage school life and business life at the same time, she even helps me she takes up most of the stuff that I do. She tells me later once I have free time so that I can even work on it myself.
Well, that sounds like an amazing mother and manager. I'm sure that you guys make a great team. Always, you being a young entrepreneur, you always have your parents to lean on, which I think is very heartwarming. How much time did it take for you to build the website that you launched?
It didn't really take me a long time. First, I started in Instagram. I set up an Instagram page. Then I read a book by Robert Kiyosaki where I took whatever I learned and I put them into Instagram, giving other children free learning about finance and entrepreneurship.
Okay, great. And the website that you have currently, was it after the Instagram page?
Yeah, after I started commencing and then I'm seeing that I've got many followers, I thought that I should try starting in new website pages so that more people can join me, if not Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
Okay, great. And was any funding needed to build your first version?
Not really. It just took some time of thinking of a business name, which was kind of hard as each name that I actually thought of was already taken by someone else.
What was the original name?
The original name was Learn Finance with Tracy. Then we went through other ideas, but each time I saw that someone else has already had the idea.
Well, they probably don't have the exact same idea. They just took the name. So I'm happy that you got your own original name and original platform. How did you get those first users to come aboard? What was that like?
First, I told my family members about it because I knew that family would always be with me. So I told them about it. They became my first followers. So soon they started spreading the news to their friends, other relatives, which I don't really know most of them. So it started spreading around. The friends told other friends. I told my schoolmates, who even started following me. So then I continued. I even started following other websites, and they followed me back.
Oh, that sounds great. So things just slowly got bigger and bigger, and you can always count on family and friends to help you out there. So Gen Z has an advantage that people that are older may not have. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how can they use that advantage that they have and build their own company?
NGN was not officially started by me. There is an NGN leader, or otherwise headquarters, that is found in Washington, D.C. The head of NGN is Mr. Sanjeev, who currently lives in Washington, D.C. As I say, that's where it all started. When he saw my Instagram and all that I'm teaching kids, he thought that maybe I should even become part of it. So he told me about it. He told me of all that I needed to do. So then I did all of that, and I followed instructions and everything else. So I'm officially a member of NGN.
And what exactly does NGN do?
NGN, we try and help the community, our environments. We've even got 21 um 21 stuff that we really want to help in the world, such as healing the ocean, air, land, and other national problems. So it's a type of group or website where kids from any country or region can come in together, helping hands, trying to help the world become a better place.
That's really nice. I think that we should have a lot more platforms like that in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm even hoping to. Currently, my group is the only group in the whole of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. I'm the only NGN member found here. So I'm hoping that I can even start a new group so that more people can join in Africa, and that they can even comment, so that Africa can at least be trying to help in the next generation or decades to come.
I'm sure that a lot of people will follow in your footsteps, and until then you are representing where you're from, which is always important. So what is an advantage and a disadvantage that you find being such a young entrepreneur?
Well, my advantage is that I, at a very young age, once I was around 9, I started liking reading financial books. The first financial book that I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He was such an inspiration to me. He helped me learn all that I know right now. And reading Rich Dad Poor Dad was one of the biggest steps that I've ever had to being here right now. I took his teaching, and I knew that I needed to teach other kids in Africa and other nations or regions or anywhere else. I knew that I needed to teach other kids, and I knew that I could be the one example for that.
Well, so far it seems that you are a huge example. Do you find a disadvantage as well?
Yeah, well, the disadvantage of having a business is that it's hard to be a kid at the same time trying to be a kidpreneur at the same time. So I don't really get much free time, but normally that's why my mom helps me so that I can have enough free time as a kid, and at the same time I can be a kidpreneur without getting too stressed out.
That's very true. I'd even call you a tweenpreneur because you are even younger than usual. And it really is important to have a childhood, as much as you can, and also take advantage of the amazing ideas that you have. I mean, you shouldn't wait because you totally know what you're doing.
And just to add one more thing,
Yeah.
Another advantage that I have of being a kidpreneur right now is that it's okay if I can fail at being a kidpreneur now, because as a kid, once I fail, I can still try again. Not as an adult where I already have responsibilities, like I must get money, I can't afford to fail. So that's even one of the biggest advantages that I have right now.
That's very true. There's a lot less risk, and you take bigger risks because of that. So it's a good feeling. So which entrepreneurs inspire you the most these days?
Bill Gates, Robert Kiyosaki, and well, most people who have made it in life right now, from being in school, and normally I just like to read books and knowing more about other entrepreneurs in the world.
That's great. Actually, I don't think we've had someone say Bill Gates. That's a real classic entrepreneur. So which trait of yours do you feel is weaker than others? And you need to maybe use someone else or something online to help you with that.
Well, the weakest part that I find in teaching other kids about finance is that most kids find it boring and thinking that finance is something that you're supposed to know in the future. But the real truth is that most kids spend 16 years in their lives just going to school being taught of how to get a job. But then I knew that if you're waiting to get a job, I asked myself the question, what if there are not enough jobs in the world for everyone? So that means I had to try and find most friends who would be interested in that and try and spread the news. And I even went into Instagram pages thinking, seeing if there are any kids who are even interested in the fact about finance. So that's how I got my other followers. So it continued in like that. But then I knew that before I thought about spreading the news, that's why I just knew that we need to help other kids know that there are two options in their lives: either get a job or become an entrepreneur or CEO in the future.
Well, those sound like two very promising options. So let's say I am an average teenager. I'm looking to build my business and I have $100. What or where or how would you tell me to use this money, if at all?
Well, first I'll think of a small business to start. Maybe like you could be selling your old stuff that you have around in your house. You could first start selling them. Once you earn enough money, adding the $100 that you have with you, you could maybe start buying sweets or other stuff that you could go around selling in your school. And then you can continue like that until you can make enough money to start a proper business with many employees in other schools, or your friends could even help you with that. Sell sweets at school, or even sometimes to your friends. If they're willing to help, they could even sell the sweets in other schools. You can continue like that until you can even become a minipreneur.
Well, that is a great answer. And if my friends won't help, then I'm not calling them friends. So
Well, I can still call them friends.
well,
You can still call them friends.
yeah, you'd still call them friends. I mean, I think all your friends have helped you, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they would help me.
Yep. So how important do you think it is for young entrepreneurs like yourself to think about social change when creating a business?
Well, the social change that I see right now is that is COVID. And since it's COVID, I can't really be going around selling books physically. That's why I found the good thing is that I could just be selling around in Instagram, which was the best part of it, since I could get a delivery person to help me in getting the books to the people who bought them. One of the hardest deliveries to ever make is one that was sent to Kenya. A person ordered my books from there. That was the hardest delivery to ever make for me. And I see that it's important to know that what changes are coming around in your society or your environment, so that you can find a way to not make the problem as big as to other people as it should be to you.
Very nicely put. Okay, so my last question. If you could have any superpower in the world, what would you pick?
To be successful in whatever I do.
To just be super successful.
Yeah. So if I can teach kids about finance, it will go on successfully.
Yeah.
Try and become a big CEO in the whole planet goes on successfully.
Okay, well, I am rooting for you. Even without the superpower, I think you are going to do just fine.
Thank
So,
you.
Tracy, everything that you've done is so cool and it really does help kids out there. I can't wait to see what you do next. And thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Well, I hope that we can meet again and I can do another interview.
Oh, I would be happy to do that.